Coming up on this edition of Access Virginia Beach. Plans are in the works for the next phase of Town Center. We'll bring you the details. And the American Revolutionary War comes to life at the Thurgood House. Plus, a new holiday tradition sets up shop at the oceanfront. That and more are coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello and welcome to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Veronica Coleman. Thanks for joining us. In 1998, Town Center was a simple pine forest across the boulevard from the Pembroke Mall. Today, it's home to 800,000 square feet of office space, 19 restaurants, hotels, apartments, and retail space. Plans are in the works for the next phase of Town Center, Phase 6. Let's take a look at the vision.
The next project, Block 9, or as we call it, Phase 6 of Town Center, is a small block, one of the smallest of the remaining blocks, located between the Cosmopolitan Apartments and the Westin Hotel. And it's in a very important location in Town Center because it's adjacent to the public plaza. There will be more one-of-a-kind retailers, hopefully another restaurant, as well as some more apartment dwellings. We're also going to be including Zyder's American Dream Theater up on the second floor, which will give us another live performing arts venue in addition and complementary to the Sandler Center.
The American Dream Theater is really, I like to describe it as an opportunity for artists and emerging artists to do their craft. And that's really what we are at the fundamental level. Now we have the opportunity to move into a space, a real theater, and at the moment we're in a temporary space that seats approximately 80 people. Moving into the Block 9 space, we're going to not only carry over this 80-seat space with us, but we are going to be able to build a beautiful 300-seat facility that will allow us to really put on the productions to the best quality that we can possibly have and give performers the opportunity to have a real professional experience no matter what their level of expertise is.
When I think of the Zyder's American Dream Theater, I think of a place that local artists can come and really work on their craft in an environment that's been created to be like an incubator for that talent. So it's a safe place to come, and it's also a place where the intention behind the space is to bring up the talent that is right here in the Hampton Roads area.
From the beginning, it has been critical to us, the American Dream Theater, to be an integral part of the arts community, not only through our programming and our mission, but through the physical facility itself. And we wanted to get going. We wanted to hit the ground running. We were ready to start programming, and we needed a space to do it. And Armada Hoffler worked with us and the city and found this space. And it's a perfect space for an 80-seat cabaret theater, and we have outfitted it and worked with them to build it out and get it ready for what we needed, and that partnership was incredibly valuable. We would not be able to do what we're doing here today without the belief that they had in our programming and our mission. Upon the completion of the Z, which is what the Zyder's American Dream Theater is going to be called, at Block 9, we will manage and operate the facility itself for many years to come. And when the time comes that we would like to give it over to the city, we will be gifting it to the city as their own space to use however they see fit. We believe that when the arts thrive in a community, the community thrives. We have built and will continue to build as we go partnerships with other community arts organizations to provide audiences, young and old, a full range of inspiring and creative experiences. The theater is going to provide a forum for new and exceptionally gifted artists, writers, composers, musicians of all genres from classical to popular, and is going to create opportunities that encourage and support the arts and aspiring artists of all types here in the Hampton Roads community.
City Council members reviewed a proposed term sheet for Phase 6 during their November 24th meeting. A public hearing and vote on the non-binding term sheet was held on December 1st. The Development Authority will consider the matter on December the 15th. A special dedication ceremony honoring the sister city relationship with Olongapo City, Philippines, and Virginia Beach was held at Kemp's Landing Park.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan.
Misty weather did not dampen the spirits of those in attendance.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are celebrating the culmination of three very significant projects that have added to Kempsville's illustrious history.
Those projects include the completion of the Princess Anne Kempsville Road project, the dedication of Kemp's Landing Park, and the commemoration of Virginia Beach's relationship with sister city, Olongapo, Philippines. A statue honoring Kempsville Pony Baseball, who relocated their ball field, and the sister city Anchor of Friendship Park was built at the intersection.
1, 2, 3. A year ago, we have dedicated a similar structure like this in Olongapo. It's called Market Park.
Mayor of Olongapo, Roland Polino, was excited about the dedication ceremony.
Well, it's about the launching of the Anchor, which is the symbol of the sisterhood city between Olongapo City and Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Many Philippine natives call the Kempsville area home. The Anchor and Park will serve as a proud reminder of their heritage.
What we're doing is we're taking public assets and using them for multiple purposes. It's a great thing. No longer, hopefully, are we just going to build roads. We're going to incorporate parks. We're going to incorporate public art. We're going to incorporate cultural outreach, just like we've done here today. It's a phenomenal success.
Many organizations played key roles in the formation of the park. Senator Frank Wagner, who formerly owned a shipyard, donated the Anchor. Mayor Sessoms recently honored a police officer who definitely went above and beyond the call of duty.
On Sunday, September 27th, 2015, at approximately 1:40, police officer Chris Bryant responded to a drowning at Sandbridge Beach. Upon arrival, Chris observed 3 people struggling in the ocean.
A strong storm was brewing in the Atlantic that September day.
Very strong northeasterly storm had happened there on the beach. Got a call that a man was in the water in danger. Two people actually in the water. So we deployed down to Sandbridge Beach, and when I got there, I noticed that 2 firemen were in the water and assisting a victim.
Officer Bryant relied on his experience around the water and his training in the Navy to assist him that day.
I'm retired Navy, and I've spent quite a bit of time around the ocean. Grew up in the ocean and been a lifelong surfer and fisherman. And I also had some specialized training in the Navy, and that helped me out quite a bit as well.
Officer Bryant's wife and son, along with fellow officers, attended the ceremony. There's a new holiday tradition in the resort city, Santa's Seaside Village. Located at Atlantic Avenue and 30th Street, this village includes animated displays, Santa, live entertainment, and more.
Hi, I'm Randy Vogel. I'm with Hunt Club Farm, and we're at Santa's Seaside Village. Santa's Seaside Village is a new attraction down at the beach to celebrate winter fun. We've been working with beach events and the city of Virginia Beach, and we've been planning all year. So it's so nice to have it come together. We have a wonderful 4,800 square foot animated display that has Christmas scenes with elves making ornaments and gifts and packing and shipping, getting prepared for Christmas. We have a lot of crafting vendors, all kinds of stuff, like everything from making handmade wreaths to handmade ornaments. We have a character artist, and we have children's crafts as well that are free. We have 3 carnival rides, pony rides, a petting farm. We have Santa Claus here every day. He comes every day at 3 o'clock and is here till there's no more line. You've got to come out just to have fun. It's a great family experience, and it's very unique. So we really hope that everybody come back and help support the city and help support holiday lights too.
Santa's Seaside Village is open from 2 to 10 p.m. Thursday through Sunday, now through December 27th. For ticket prices, log on to beachstreetusa.com. With the holidays comes lots of food. But when you're cooking that tasty turkey, the Department of Public Works wants you to think twice before you pour leftover grease down the drain. When oil is poured down the drain, it can harden and cause sewer blockages and costly repairs. Dispose of those drain-blocking substances properly at the Virginia Beach Resource and Recovery Center. You can drop off your cooking oil in disposable containers between 7 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. The Landfill and Resource Center is located at 1989 Jake Sears Road. They offer a wide variety of services to help beach residents make the most of their discards. History buffs will remember November 15, 1775, as the day of the historic Battle of Kemp's Landing took place. It was an important skirmish in the soon-to-be-fought Revolutionary War.
We're here in Prince Anne County marking the 240th anniversary of the Battle of Kemp's Landing.
On that fateful day in 1775, the Virginia militia lay in waiting for Lord Dunmore's British forces in the Battle of Kemp's Landing.
It was one of numerous raids the British conducted in the fall of 1775. They could have been looking for guns or cannon. They captured over 40 cannon in the area in October of 1775.
1775 proved to be quite a year for the 13 colonies.
What's going on in 1775 is actually quite interesting. You've got the British are trying to confiscate gunpowder and ammunition and weapons. That's what Lexington and Concord was all about. Those British soldiers that marched in Massachusetts in April, 6 months earlier, were looking for weapons.
The British had passed a resolution in Parliament stopping the shipment of gunpowder. So the colonists respond by stockpiling guns, gunpowder, and cannons.
Now, Lord Dunmore, through his spy network, if you will, he gets a tip and he sends a force out to try to seize them. So it's very plausible that they could have been here. There were at least 3 raids in October, which he came back with numerous cannon.
The Battle of Kemp's Landing was actually a rout in favor of Lord Dunmore and His Majesty's forces.
But he has heard there's an illegal assembly of men in a warlike status, drilling in military style. He's also heard that there's up to about 6 cannons in the area. Now, what does a farmer or a plantation owner need with any cannons?
Perhaps it was to keep the Indians away from the settlement, but they were 25 miles to the west, and the French, Spanish, and Dutch were no longer threats.
And so we are here to take those stores over, the warlike stores of muskets, black powder, cannons, and split up and break up this assembly of men, capturing their leaders to find out why they are being disloyal to the crown.
As I have ever entertained hopes that an accommodation might have taken place between Great Britain and this colony without being compelled by my duty to this most disagreeable but now absolutely necessary step.
The History Museum's celebration of the battle made the grounds come to life at the Thurgood House.
We are portraying what we call living history. So what we do is Friday night we set everything up, change into our 18th century clothes, and spend the rest of the time, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, all day long in 18th century.
Cooking over open fires, sleeping in period-style tents, and wearing the day's regalia were just part of the living history lesson.
Well, I think it's been a really great experience for everyone. They're getting to talk to the people who are in the camps and actually learning about what life was like for the soldiers and the civilians who came along with them.
Settlers and civilian merchants who followed the armies around and sold them different supplies allowed guests to sample a little bit of 18th century life.
Oh, it's great that these communities are doing reenactment of the Revolutionary War, and we see a lot of Civil War reenactment, and so it's good. And it's a good use of the Thurgood House and the land down here in Virginia Beach.
My favorite part was seeing the war going on again. Like, this is my first time coming here, and I thought it was cool because of the reenactment.
More than 500 guests attended each day during the 2-day event. Many left with a better understanding of what life was like during the Revolutionary War. Coming up next on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, Entrepreneur classes come to life for these Virginia Beach students as they compete in Spark Tank. Plus, find out how school counselors are making a difference for military-connected students. We'll have that and more when we return.
Virginia Beach Schools Parent Connection is your one-stop resource for information and events which support families and promote student success. Parents, want to help encourage a love for reading while improving your child's fluency skills and building their confidence? Plan to attend Positive Reading with Therapy Dogs at the Joint Use Library on the corner of Rosemont Road and Faculty Boulevard, Thursday, December 17th from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Your child can bring their own favorite book or choose one from our selection. For more information, call 822-7800 or register online at the address on your screen. Parents, are you looking for some proven discipline techniques that'll help you to establish a stronger relationship with your children while teaching them to be more responsible and cooperative? Is it possible to be kind and firm at the same time? Sure it is. Plan to join CHKD for a free workshop, Positive Discipline for Parents of Children ages 5 to 12, being held Wednesday, January 6th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the CHKD Health Center at Oak Brook in Chesapeake. Learning how to get to the core of your children's misbehavior in a kind yet firm way helps them to self-monitor their actions and to make more thoughtful choices. For more information, call 668-9304 or register online at the address on your screen. To learn more about important deadlines or to see a complete calendar of Parent Connection events, visit vbschools.com and click on the Parent tab at the top of the page.
Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Veronica Coleman. Bias in the media is a topic every aspiring journalist needs to learn to become successful. Tallwood High School and the Junior World Affairs Council recently presented Jack Hurley speaking on the topic of bias in the media.
I thoroughly enjoyed 46 years in various news media positions ranging from the lowest of entry level to senior management roles that I could not have possibly imagined when I was your age.
Mr. Hurley is the Deputy Director of the Newseum in Washington, D.C., and a writer for the Washington Post.
I'm going to give them specifically some background on the history of television news and the challenges of today's television news. And while it focuses on that, it still applies, and many of the principles involved apply to all of the media, especially with the burgeoning of the internet and the various ways people communicate with each other today.
Cell phones play a key role in today's media. Unlike its predecessor, the printed press, today things seem to happen in a much faster pace. Creating a Junior World Council at Tallwood works hand in hand with their Global Studies and World Languages Academy program.
We at the World Affairs Council are really excited that Tallwood High School is creating a Junior World Affairs Council. So perhaps with a better understanding of news, more people will get interested in global affairs.
I'm an intern because I'm interested in international relations, and if you're interested in...
And this is primarily targeted for young people to get them acclimated and interested in world affairs. So we work on a variety of different platforms. We attend various activities by the World Affairs Council, and we've kind of copied that model and do that for ourselves.
Having a guest speaker talking about various topics got students even more interested in and involved in world events.
Well, again, I think exposure to what's out there, and not to focus mainly on one or two sources, but then to really look and see what's out there, compare and contrast instead of just taking blindly one or two viewpoints.
Ranked by the Times of London as one of the 12 best museums in the entire world.
Mr. Hurley was really interesting. I'm doing my senior project on media bias in the Middle East, and so I feel like he really gave me an insight onto how media portrays certain topics.
Well, I got a lot out of the presentation. I learned how much the media has impacted the world. I learned about pretty much how they cover all these brilliant events, and tragic sometimes, these events that happen in the world.
Tallwood High School hosts a number of events and guests from around the world. For more information, log on to vbschools.com. As mentioned in that last story, Tallwood High School is home to the Global Studies and World Languages Academy, an academy that prepares students for success in the international marketplace. Let's take a deeper look at what they have to offer. There are 9 academies and advanced academic programs offered in the school division. For more information on the programs and the application process, log on to the website listed below. Each month, Superintendent Aaron Spence highlights one student, staff, or community partner that is driven, passionate, and determined. The video is then presented to the school board during their meetings. Today, we're sharing the story of 2 of the division's specially trained military-connected counselors.
I think being a Navy spouse makes it a little bit easier for me because I can naturally relate to what the students are going through at certain points in their lives. So I think it does bring a little bit more ease to my position, but I think any school counselor can relate to students the same way as well. It's just I naturally know a little bit more about their background. But students themselves kind of don't realize that they're surrounded by students who are going through similar things that they are. So I think their biggest need is just to know that staff and other students and people that are in their school every day are aware of what they're going through, are aware of their military background, and that things might be slightly different in their home situation than another student's home situation. I think the most important thing that I do in my role now as a military-connected school counselor is recognizing that the students are going through so many changes that are outside of their control. So providing them that recognition and honoring that they serve too. They serve in their own way alongside their service member. So I think that's the most important thing that I can do.
I'm a combat veteran myself, and so I have a lot of heart and soul, a lot of understanding of the military culture, and then I also worked as a financial counselor with military families. A lot of times students don't want to be open with their parents, or they have just one parent behind during a deployment, so that parent is also the disciplinary and they don't want to open up to them, so they open up a lot to us. The students are facing at every level different issues. In the elementary, the #1 issue I see is the moving. I have the highest mobility turnover in the district at Bird Neck, and so there's a lot of coming and going, so even the students remaining are losing friends constantly, so that's the theme there. Corporate Landing Middle School does a big Veterans Day event every year. In the past, it's been all school assemblies, and this year we're doing a veterans breakfast. So we're going to do a military appreciation breakfast with staff that are military or have been in the past, as well as parents that are. And it's a good way to get them involved and show them that we appreciate what they do. At the end of the day, I love how I feel that I've helped the students. I continuously get wonderful feedback from the students and parents about, I'm so glad somebody told me this, or that they helped me through this. If you hadn't been there, I don't know who I would have talked to. A lot of really great comments that make me feel amazing and keep me going day after day.
21,000 students, a little more than 30% of the student population is military connected. On average, military connected children move 6 to 9 times from kindergarten to graduation. What did you do in school today? Well, the students in this next story have quite the answer to that question. They built a house. From masonry to landscaping, students from the Technical and Career Education Center helped build a new house near the Ocean Lakes area of Virginia Beach.
So today was basically our dedication of the 10th house project. This is the house that students built. It's a gorgeous house, the biggest one we've built to date. It has a lot of nice brickwork and a lot of nuances inside. Everything that the Education Foundation is supporting are those hands-on learning experiences. What better way to showcase that as in this house project, where students are literally coming in before they even go out into the workforce and learning a trade skill.
We're seeing them inspired when they get on site. Things that they're learning in the classroom really come to life, you know. So you see them, their eyes light up, and they're like, wow, this is how it really comes together. So instead of building a little model in the classroom, they're actually on site.
My role was electrical. I
wired the panel from start to finish. It was fun. I learned a lot. Some of the challenges were figuring out what wire went where and to what part of the breaker. It was really hard because you had to start from the top of the house and find it all the way down. It was a lot.
It was a good experience. I worked on the electrical in the house. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed overall getting hands-on experience with the field that I do enjoy to work with. I think overall we did a good job on the house. Like, the house turned out nice.
That gives us the benefit of actually making a profit off the sale of the house to benefit not only the opportunity for students to learn a hands-on experience, but to benefit the Education Foundation so that we can give more money back into the schools through our grants program.
The house is located at 1909 Evar Place. To date, 9 homes have been successfully planned, financed, constructed, and sold since the Education Foundation's inception. You've probably heard of the reality TV show Shark Tank, the one where aspiring entrepreneurs make business presentations to investors. Well, high school students from around the division got to participate in a unique spin-off of that very show.
We are a company called Memory Lights. It is where people can send in pictures or anything they want to be put on a candle.
Josh Bensink thinks that his company has what it takes to win Spark Tank, an event where student-led companies compete for real startup funding.
Spark Tank is an entrepreneurial experience. It's not a simulation. Students are working with volunteers, entrepreneurs from the community that come into our classrooms and work with students on actually starting real businesses.
But the competition was fierce as students from 9 beach high schools took over the auditorium at the Advanced Technology Center. Since September, these marketing students have been brainstorming, developing, and researching business ideas.
Our company's name is called Choose Happiness. We made t-shirts designed with the Virginia Beach coordinates on the front, and then on the back it says Choose Happiness. And our 2 main things are to promote happiness and to spread happiness throughout Virginia Beach.
From t-shirts to candles, groups work with mentors to help take their ideas from paper to fruition.
I came in and helped them with some entrepreneurial information. You know, how to get started, how to work with a business plan, how to get ideas for marketing, how to get a prototype.
And today was their chance to pitch those business models. Students had 3 minutes to wow this panel of judges. The goal was to give them a real-world experience. Josh learned firsthand how difficult it can be.
I've definitely learned a lot of time management. Being a high school student, it's very hard to run a company as well. And a lot of other skills such as determination and the drive to succeed in our life and whatever we decide to do with it.
We're trying to spark initiative in these kids, and we're trying to encourage them to be successful.
Josh's team didn't need much encouragement. Memory Lights took 3rd place and earned $150 for their startup company. Cox High School took 2nd place, with First Colonial winning the top prize of $350. Junior Achievement of Greater Hampton Roads and ARDX hosted the event. And with that, we've come to the end of our show. But if you've missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Log on to vbgov.com/media, then under the All Categories button, find and click on Access Virginia Beach. For everyone here at VBTV, I'm Veronica Coleman. Thanks for watching.